Test, test, test. Yeah, go ahead. Welcome, Eagle volleyball fans, to Harrison, Arkansas, where we are live for the 5A state tournament. Drake, if you'll hand me my iPad down there, that would help me out. Yeah. It's the Volleyball Eagles versus the Hot Springs Lakeside Rams, and they are actually going to play the national anthem. We're going to take a quick break. Beautiful version of the national anthem there, sung by one of the Harrison High School students. We are live from the Harrison High School brand new gymnasium. I'm joined by my partner in crime, Drake Toll. Drake, I saw you studying up on the Lakeside Rams a moment ago, so why don't you tell me what you learned about them?
Yeah, Lakeside, one of the most feared teams in the 5A, a perennial powerhouse coming out of their conference. They're coached by Allison Frizzle Kaiser. This season, they, as I said, perennial powerhouse. They come in at 32-4-1. That's 32 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. They were 8-0 in conference this season and are ranked number 21 in the entire state. Now, one of the big statistics for these guys is they are 9-0 in neutral sites. That means they're 9-0 away from their home gymnasium or playing in an away gymnasium. So that's a big statistic considering both teams are playing in a neutral site here at Harrison in the beautiful new gymnasium. Now, some bigger games they've played in this season. They beat PA in a complete game 3-1. They were swept at Fountain Lake 3-0, but they've beaten Nettleton, one of those great teams to talk about the East, perennial powerhouse in volleyball. They beat Nettleton 2-0. They beat Russellville 2-0, but then in a big lost to Conway 2-0. So a very highly touted team, and a very well-respected and well-revered team coming out of the Central, isn't it?
Lakeside's out of the South, 5A
Out of the South, I'm sorry,
Conference.
Out of the South, that's
yeah,
right.
Number 1 in the 5A South. So let me run down the starting lineups here really quick. For the Rams, you've got number 12, Hannah Horton. Number 17 is Olivia Lawrence. Number 9 is Kaylee Corjay. And we're going to have to get the rest of those numbers. Number 3 is Galen Green. I don't see the rest of them. We're going to go with Valonia real quick. 21, Gracie James. 15, Emily Farmer. Number 1, Callie Erie. Number 18, Megan Atkins. Number 12, Talon Lawrence. And number 11, Tori Wilbanks. Libero for the Eagles is number 3, Whitney Marr. So let's see here. We're calling out 12 for Lakeside. 15 is Megan Fuller-Freeman. Their libero is number 30, Kaylee Bausch. So that's going to be the starting lineup for both teams, and split starting lineup there for the Rams. And sorry, got all the Eagles there in together. We barely got a Lakeside roster just before we had to go on. I had to call for help down from one of the Eagle managers to go get it. Very beautiful gymnasium here in Harrison. We're quite a ways from the court, but I'm not complaining. This is one of the best setups we've had all year long for any broadcast. You see Atkins serves to start the Eagles. Rams are going to go over in 2 right away. That one is out of bounds, and your Eagles score first here in the first set.
Can't help but smile after that one, Corey. Good to strike first blood.
Atkins serves again, handled by the Rams. They're going to set it up for number 3. Tipped by Gracie James and softly falls into the middle of the defense for the Eagles. Point for the Rams, tied up 1-1. And you see Whitney Marr now subbing in there for Atkins. I got you maxed out.
That's much as I can hear you? Good.
Yep. So Lawrence is going to set Emily Farmer. And Eagles point as one of the Rams defenders gets into the net there on Farmer's shot. So point Eagles, they lead 2-1. Erie serves. Ball is up. Rams are going to set it up for their outside hitter again. Farmer gets it. Lawrence with the pass to Wilbanks. Wilbanks softly over the net. Rams continue to set it up for Green. She's unable to kill one yet. And that ball hits the top of the net, rolls off awkwardly. James unable to handle it. Point Rams. Score is tied 2-2. So Green is going to serve for the Rams. Substitution is number 7, Lika Stillman. You see Lawrence sets up Wilbanks. Wilbanks with the shot. Saved by the Rams. Basically a free ball across. Marr Diggs is going to set for Farmer. Farmer with the shot. That's out of bounds. Point Rams. Drake, we got actually a good point of view here. That ball was obviously out. That would have been one last week that I would have thought would have been close.
Yeah, we would have.
I like the vantage point. Green serves. That is Farmer over and 1. This time, gosh, Drake, those numbers are so difficult to read on those Rams jerseys. There we go, 9 when she turns around to the back. That was Courget on the kill for the Rams. They lead 4-2. Green continues to serve. That ball's going to be in for an ace as Farmer takes the chance, and I don't know. It looked to me like it was going to be long, and all of a sudden it just dives down in there.
That's right. That was a good call. It was in, but an ace, a beautiful ace there for the Lakeside Rams.
Green serves again. Marr handles it this time. Lawrence is going to set up Farmer. Farmer goes with the free ball across to the Rams. Easy shot to the middle, and again, nobody home in the middle of the Eagles' defense there as Wilbanks goes for the pancake. The ball careens out of bounds. Point for the Rams. 6-2 now.
Rams aren't showing anything crazy thus far, just a few simple plays the Eagles have missed.
Green still serves. Erie this time to Marr. Wilbanks free ball across. It was Mahoney that time on the shot for the Rams, handled by Erie. Wilbanks, lob. Rams handle it. Green free ball across back to the Eagles. Marr. Lawrence is going to set it up for Farmer. Backside. Set was too close to the net. Farmer unable to handle it. Another point for the Rams. And Coach Johns is going to take the first Eagle timeout here in set number 1.
Yeah, Corey, and this is quite the drive for both teams, to say the least. I know we had about a 2.5-hour drive. Lakeside probably even more than that, or for sure even more than that, but they get a pretty good showing of fans, as do the Eagles over there. Not a ton of students here to represent for either team, but all the Lakeside parents, Eagle parents over there, Lakeside parents, a lot of signs and player faces. All the seniors they had the fat heads blown up, have those on sticks over there. But I say the coolest thing about the ball game thus far, we have Stone Cold Steve Austin in our booth pretty often for football, but today we have a special treat with Mr. John Cena himself as one of our volleyball referees. You guys can see him on camera there, standing on the, I guess, is that a podium, ladder? I'm not
That's
really.
A ladder. That's a ladder.
The ladder right there in front of us in the very fat middle of your screen. I don't know if you, Mr. You can't see me, but John Cena down there as one of the more pronounced volleyball refs in the entire state.
So Green continues to serve for the Rams as we come back out of the Eagle timeout, and she's had every point go her way that she served for. So here we go again. Erie's going to handle the pass. Lawrence, it's going to be right in the middle, so Farmer's going to hit the free ball across to the Rams. Setting up Mahoney. Mahoney's shot is inbounds. Point for the Rams again. And, Drake, they know how to play the lines in the corners here. The Rams do. Yeah,
they do. Very, very fundamentally sound. And you can tell they've practiced getting those balls to where you think they're going to go out, and bam, that last second they drop inbounds.
So Erie handles the serve. Lawrence tries to get a set to Farmer. Farmer shot to the middle. That's handled easily by the Rams. It's going to be number 7 on the shot, but nothing doing as they call the double hit on the Rams. So point Eagles. Farmer's going to get the serve. Grace Massey into the game for Talon Lawrence. I've got some AAA stuff I've got to read here momentarily when I get a break in the action. So Farmer serves, setting up Steelman. That one's handled. Wilbanks this time. And the kill.
Oh, my goodness. Kill down V-Town right there, Corey.
Now, Drake, that's the first opportunity that we've actually had to get a good pass set and shot, and we scored easily there. So I think if we can handle what Lakeside's throwing at us, we're going to be okay.
That's right. And they just saw that. That's a good little that's a good starter right there.
Well, now, wait a minute. Something's crazy there because I thought we got the point, and the next thing I look at Lakeside serving, so I missed a call by the officials.
Is it 10-3 now?
It's 10-3 now. They actually gave that point to Lakeside. We apparently committed some kind of violations. They're serving, and they served an ace. So serving again. This time Erie handles it. Farmer's going to set the middle for Wilbanks. Wilbanks with the kill this time.
There it is.
Let me make sure. And there ain't no flags. Point V-Town. I won't bang the table anymore. Sorry.
I've wanted to do it so many times.
I'm getting excited, man.
It's shaking our camera.
10-4 Mar to serve for your Eagles. It's a good short serve.
Beautiful.
There. It's going to be a free ball back to the Eagles. Mar handles it. Farmer's going to give the set to Wilbanks. Wilbanks with the shot. And okay, Lakeside does handle it. Erie to Farmer. Farmer's going to set Atkins. Atkins with the tip and the point. V-Town.
Outstanding.
Excellent job. Good ball movement by the Eagles there.
Oh, yeah. Great job there. That was a great play. They expected her to go with a deep shot, and she just tipped it off short there, and it's a point for the Eagles.
Mar serves back to the Rams. Setting up Steelman there. Blocked by Massey. That one's going to be Mahoney. Erie digs. Wilbanks over in 2, and the Rams are unable to handle that. Point V-Town.
That's big, Corey. You like to see the Eagles get on a roll here. They've got 3 in a row. They got to keep it up at a 10-6 ball game. You want to win this first set and set the tone.
So they set Mahoney. That's blocked by Wilbanks. Another point V-Town. Excellent job by the Eagles here as they get the momentum and go on quite the roll, just like Drake mentioned a moment ago.
Liking this rotation right here. We haven't seen a lot of scores out of this rotation in the postseason, but it's working so far.
So the Rams go over and 1. Massey's there. She tips it back down. The Rams can't handle it. Point V-Town, and now Lakeside wants the timeout.
That's big, Corey. That's big.
10-8. And Drake, let me read these announcements here real quick like. The schools participating in this state volleyball match are members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school boards. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. The Arkansas Activities Association, which is sponsoring this state volleyball match, is a voluntary nonprofit educational association of sub 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe to be the most desirable for high school youth. The Arkansas Activities Association is one of 50 state organizations that belong to the National Federation of State High School Associations. This association formulates policies, game rules, and standards for inter-school competition. The schools of Arkansas have adopted these rules on eligibility, which correspond to those recommended by the National Federation.
I love it.
Mahoney with the shot, and Farmer's unable to handle that. Point for the Rams, and Drake, that was an absolute mouthful.
Yeah, I liked it though. You ever a play narrator, or I mean,
there's some more that I can read that are optional, but those are the required. I may get to some of those a little bit later.
Oh,
Wilbanks with the dig. Farmer to Erie from the back row rather. This time the Rams are going to set number 12. I'll get her name since she got the kill. That is Horton for the Rams. Mar unable to handle it, and it's a point for Lakeside.
Mar the libero, best defensive player on the Eagle team. Just a small mistake there. Got to clean those up.
So it's going to be Olivia Lawrence to serve for the Rams. That's Wilbanks with the pass. Farmer sets it back to Wilbanks. Wilbanks with the shot. Rams over in 2. Farmer. Massey to Wilbanks. Wilbanks with the kill. Point V-Town.
Corey, we've seen Wilbanks be very aggressive in this ball game. She's not holding anything back, being a monster. These seniors understand this could be the final volleyball game of their high school careers.
So Wilbanks wins the serve as well. Rams set. And the point. That was number 15, Fuller Freeman for Lakeside. 13-9, they lead your Eagles in the first set.
Hate that. The velocity coming off that hit right there. Farmer just couldn't control it, but nonetheless, that was a great play by the Rams.
So Wilbanks passes the ball to Farmer. Farmer's going to set it up for Erie, and they're going to call Farmer for lifting, I think is the technical term.
Correct.
There. And Drake, that looked the same as every other set she's made today. So another thing in volleyball I don't understand. Wilbanks to Farmer, no lifting call this time. Atkins is going to be long, point for the Rams.
All right, we were down 7 earlier in the ball game. That's when we started making our comeback. Now down 6. It's a time to start.
I hope so. Massey handles this one. She's going to go to Farmer. Farmer to Erie, outside hitter. That's stuffed. And Eagles can't handle the block. Point for the Rams.
Timeout Valonia here. And you know, Corey, the Rams are not showing us anything that we haven't seen before. We played Harrison in the conference tournament. We played Farmington Greenbrier, some top-class competition, and then Alma once again, another playoff team. You know, top-class competition in the 5A West. And the Lakeside so far, I mean, their fundamentals are impressive, but they're beatable. By far beatable, especially by an Eagle team that has seen some hefty competition in their last few ball games.
Right, you're absolutely correct, Drake. And, you know, the Eagles are definitely capable of playing with the Rams here. They've proved that here in the stretch of the game where they took all the momentum and made a little bit of a comeback there. So, I mean, you know, it's nothing that we can't play with. And, I mean, who's to say? Maybe a little bit of nerves, you know, there for the Eagles. I'm sure the Rams have a little bit of that too. They're apparently handling it just a little bit better than we are at the moment. But I've got all the faith in the world in our players that they can mount a comeback here and get competitive in this set and maybe even go on and win the match, obviously, later in the afternoon here. So that's going to be Steinman, I believe, serving for the Rams. Marr to Farmer. Farmer, Erie on the outside. And point V-Town as the Rams have a little bit of miscommunication on who's going to handle that one. Brings the score to 16-10 now. Lawrence checks back in for Massey, and she's going to serve the ball.
Here it is, one of our favorite rotations.
We love it. And there you go, the Rams over in 2. And point Eagles as one of the Rams players gets into the net.
Boy, we have seen that called so many times, Corey. This postseason's been full of into the nets.
You know, I just noticed something interesting that I'm going to mention here in a minute. That shot blocked by Farmer goes out of bounds to the point that Lawrence can't reach it. Point for the Rams. Server is Bausch for the Rams. Marr's pass goes over towards the Eagle bench. They cannot chase it down, so another point for the Rams, 18-11. Look at the yellow tape down there on the court, Drake.
Yeah.
I don't know why they really emphasized that area. You know, that's where all the in the net penalties are being called. So that, you know, they emphasize that area because it's white and it would be kind of hard to see. You see Farmer with the point there on the little tip across, but you can definitely tell that they highlighted that area to make sure that they could tell if a foot gets underneath there and gets across the line or not.
That's right. Very intelligent to be able to see those.
Well, most players wearing black shoes, there's a lot more contrast between yellow and black than those other colors that are out there. And I don't know what happened. That had to be a miscommunication by the Eagles because Lawrence was there and she rotates up and there's nobody back there to handle that shot. I know they had something called. I just don't know why we didn't rotate back there to where the shot was going. Erie handles the serve from the Rams. Lawrence is going to set Farmer. Farmer with the tip. And should be fourth hit.
Yeah,
no.
I thought so too.
I thought there was 2 tips on the block. Erie with the shot this time. That's blocked. And Lawrence is able to get the ball back across. Here come the Rams again. This time it's going to be Mahoney with the kill for the Rams.
and one of the first major kills for the Rams that we've seen. They're being smart and strategic, but not too aggressive, and it's working thus far for Lakeside.
They don't show near the power that like a Harrison shows.
That's
They're
right.
more finesse teams.
They're no Valley View for sure.
Oh, no, that's true. As you see Horton serve the ball into the net for the Rams, that'll be a point for the Eagles, and they trail by 7, and Erie's going to serve. We need to make a run right here for sure.
That's right.
The Rams over in 2. Lawrence is going to set Wilbanks. Wilbanks with the shot. Good dig by the libero for the Rams. And that's going to go out of bounds on the shot by the Rams. Point for your Eagles, 20-14 now. They trail Lakeside. Erie serves. Rams a little trouble handling that serve. They try to go with the tip, and they can't do it as the ball hits the net. Point for the Eagles again, 22-16. 15's correct.
20-15, that's right.
I find myself looking at the action instead of the scoreboard. Erie serves the net. She's not very happy about it.
Got to shake those off,
Yep.
though. You got a long game to play.
21-15 now. Rams with the service. That's going to be Galen Green. Ball is up. Erie to Lawrence. Lawrence with the set for Farmer. Farmer with the shot. That's handled by the libero, Bausch. Back row hit by the Rams. Lawrence to Wilbanks. Wilbanks stuffed. Point Rams.
Great block there for the Rams.
Torrey got up and got a lot on that one. Just the Rams were there, and they said not today.
That's right.
Erie is shakily to Farmer. Lawrence with the free ball back across to the Rams. Rams were setting up the push there, let it go, and give the free ball back to the Eagles. It's going to be Gracie James on a lob across the net. Lawrence now back to Farmer. Farmer with the tip. Mahoney.
There's a big block.
By James and Wilbanks. Point for the Eagles.
That one just barely staying in bounds, careened over, but stayed in bounds on the opposing side.
Hey, it's a good term. I just don't know if it's the proper way to apply it. I'm going to have to teach you the ways. Farmer serves. Mahoney. And that one they call in, so she's going to have the kill and the point for the Lakeside Rams, and it's 23-16.
Yep, just 2 more here, and Lakeside takes the first set. You want to see the Eagles come back hot here, down by 7. Down by 7 is when the Eagles have made the majority of their runs.
Erie handles the serve. Farmer's going to be the setter. She sets Wilbanks. Wilbanks runs through and tips the ball. Here come the Rams. Rams with a tip of their own. Grace Massey this time to Gracie James. Lob across. Rams actually hit this one this time. Erie handles that. It's going to be Wilbanks. Shot to the middle, and point V-Town.
She was not to be blocked that time. The last time she tried that kill, she was blocked, and she avoided it there very well. Strategic play by Wilbanks pays off for the Eagles.
Not really what I would call a full shot, not really a tip.
That's right.
In between there. Mahoney with the kill for the Rams. 24-17, they're looking at set point. Mahoney is our arch nemesis right now, Drake. She is tough to handle when she gets a good set.
She's about like Engelkiss was at the end of that Greenbrier game. I know Alma had another girl last week, don't remember her name, that was very similar situation.
Wilbanks, Farmer over in 2. Rams are going to get a good opportunity to put this one away. That's blocked by Wilbanks out of bounds. Point for the Rams, and that is the end of the first set. Rams lead the match by 1-0. Let's see here. What else should I read off the page here, Drake? Let's go with this one. The Arkansas Activities Association believes that athletes are taught many things through sports. In addition to the skills, they learn self-control, ideals of fair play and honesty, respect for authority, and for opposing players. To learn these values results in maximum benefits from her athletics experiences. And Drake, I mean, that first set, that's pretty much all Lakeside. I mean, we had a decent start. Lakeside comes back on us, and then, just unable to really get anything going after our little run there early on. It was pretty much all Lakeside.
You're right, and it really was. But you look at it, Corey, what's shocking to me out of that is Lakeside, they're not showing us anything crazy different from what we saw against Harrison and Greenbrier, Alma, teams we played in conference. It's not like they're a team that you just look at them and you go, wow. They're completely unbeatable. They're so, they're not a team like a Valley View or a team out of the East that you just look at them and say, wow, those are some volleyball girls. I mean, they're a team that it seems like the Eagles could match toe-to-toe with, and it didn't fall our way there in the first set. For the second set, look for the Eagles to continue to be aggressive. You want to continue that aggression, have Will Banks, she got blocked there, came right back with a strategic play and scored the point on the kill for the Eagles. You got to keep playing your game plan and keep being aggressive. If we back off, that is when the Eagles will have tanked completely, and that's when the ball game goes completely Lakeside's way.
Right, Drake. And, I mean, you're exactly right. We're going to have to pick and choose our times when we need to be aggressive versus when we need to be smart and strategic. Because, Lakeside, while maybe not the most physically dominant team out there that we've seen thus far this year, they are definitely a very smart team and very adept at knowing when to go with a regular shot versus when to go with a push or whatever.
That's right, and it's pretty cool to have this broadcast going on, though, Corey. Not to take away from what you said, but really to have all the people at school able to watch, all the teachers able to watch, a couple of players waving at the camera and dancing down there.
Everybody back there at school, I hope you know that Callie and Emily, they love you apparently. They wanted to wave to you there. So, hey, Drake, I'm going to need to try to find a new headset. I'm getting text that this one's not. They're not hearing me real well, so let me grab that real fast.
Yeah. Once again, Lakeside took the first set. Final score 25-17. Eagles fell by 8 in that one, but nonetheless, in volleyball, of course, you have to win 3 sets to be able to complete a match. Lakeside taking the first up 1-0. Lakeside fans getting rowdy as we have about 22 seconds left to go before we hit the next set of our matchup. 12 set to serve. That is Hannah Horton.
All right, let's see if – oh, yeah, I can tell even in my ear that one's a lot better. We definitely have one headset that's an issue. I'm going to mark that one.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know sometimes we have trouble hearing Allen on the football broadcast. So
that's right.
Farmer with the shot. That's long point for the Rams, and they take the first point here in the second set. Sorry about all you guys at home if you thought I was whispering to you. I was pretty much talking just like this, but I can even hear myself better now.
That's right.
And Drake tried to tell me he couldn't hear me earlier in the broadcast, and I was like, I got your headset maxed out, man. Are you getting deaf or what? So free ball there across to the Eagles. That's going to be Marr to Lawrence. Lawrence is going to set it for Farmer. Farmer, and that's way long point for the Rams.
Mr. Hunter Kelly, who I'm sure is watching, he makes the best point. She's been working out too much. Got too much strength in those arms.
She got too much buff. Text message says, I'm good now. I do appreciate the info. Farmer, little shot across to the middle. That's barely handled by the Rams. Wilbanks has the pass this time to Lawrence. Lawrence sets up, I don't know who. Erie comes running through and goes with the tip. And the Rams are going to hit this one out of bounds. That's going to be a point for the Eagles.
Corey, Eagles struck first blood in the last set, but weren't able to pull it off. Did not lead for the rest of the set after scoring first. But here, it's good to get a score back before Lakeside scored 3 in a row.
That's going to be in. Another point for the Rams.
That was close right there.
That was very close.
Could have gone either way there. It looked like it just skipped the white of that line. And if it hits the line at all, it is counted in.
So Lawrence is going to set the ball to Wilbanks. Wilbanks with the back row hit to the Rams. Farmer handles the shot by the Rams. Wilbanks tip. They're ready for that one. Go across. Blocked by James. Out of bounds. Another point for the Rams, and they lead 4-1 here early in the second set.
Eagles need to get on a roll. Got to start off hot and set the tone.
So Marr's going to handle the serve to Lawrence. Lawrence to Wilbanks with the shot. The Rams go back over in 2. Farmer, Lawrence to Erie from the back row hit. Rams handle that one with ease. So it's going to be Wilbanks with the push. Rams set it for their own Lawrence this time. We are unable to handle that. That's another point for the Rams. They lead 5-1.
One of the longest volleys that we've seen in this match. So you see the Eagles are still in it. Conserve some energy and score some points right here. Let's get on a roll.
Erie unable to handle the serve by Green, and that's going to be another point for the Rams. Drake, this one's not getting started as well as we hoped it would.
No, it's not. I mean, the Eagles need to win this set desperately.
You see Erie and Farmer having a little trouble getting the pass in the set down there. Whatever it is Green is doing with her serve, the Eagles had trouble with it in the last set as well. Farmer with a good shot there, handled by Bausch the libero. Shot there by the Rams is partially blocked by James and Farmer, but the Eagles unable to play the ball off the ricochet on the net, and it's going to be another point for the Rams as they lead 7-1. Green serves. Erie handles it this time. James with the lob across. Erie handles that shot by the Rams to Marr. Wilbanks, free ball back to the Rams. Shot to the middle by Courget, and that is another point for the Lakeside Rams. And Drake, this is getting out of hand in a hurry. We're going to have to do something. There's the timeout call. I mean, I didn't want to second guess anything. I'm just thinking in the back of my head, at some point we're going to try to stop this bleeding somehow, some way.
That's right. As we said, for those of you listening, at school and at home, Lakeside leads the ball game so far 1-0. And I mentioned it earlier, but I can't help to mention it again. But, you know, I said it just at the beginning of the broadcast with a few listeners on. I got to say it again. We usually have Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin as our cameraman, but another famous WrestleMania kind of guy, John Cena, down here is one of our referees there in the middle of your screen, bent down, talking to the other referees. John Cena himself.
The elder version of John Cena.
I don't even know about elder. John's getting old now. He's probably 50+.
John's got to be more buff than that referee still, though, surely.
Oh, no. That referee is John. You can't even see him.
You're saying they are one and the same, huh?
They are. I wonder if anybody's ever asked him for his autograph. Middle of the volleyball game, I'd do it, too. He was with us at the conference tournament. I think I pointed that out to you last Thursday night at Greenbrier. He holds up the sign that's 1-0.
No. That's Eagles have taken one timeout. Rams have taken no timeouts.
Same there you
Same
go.
thing.
Volleyball.
And the Eagles continue to have trouble with Green's serve, but you see Marr with a good play to get the ball back across the net. Shot handled by Farmer to Lawrence. It's going to be a back row hit by Marr this time. Stillman this time. Erie handles that. Lawrence sets Farmer. Farmer with the shot, and that's again out. Point for the Rams. And Drake, even when we have a little bit go our way, we're unable to get the ball down in bounds. We're just not. Our timing is completely off in here.
Especially after a timeout, you want to score first.
I'm going to blame the. Well, there we go. As good. That's the first error on serve that Green's had in the whole game, because she's probably served for about 17 points by herself here in between the two sets. I'm blaming the goblin in the air up here in Harrison is what I'm going to blame.
We're a mile and a half in the air.
Well, no, the spookiness, the goblin. Get it?
No.
Look up on the board. The goblin hanging over our head.
Yes, there's a goblin over.
Wow.
I don't know what that does.
Some people.
What? Okay, you can blame it on the goblin. I blame it on being at Mile High Stadium up here.
The air is rather thin. I'll go with that. Wilbanks back across to the Rams. They handle that. Stillman with the shot. And Marr's dig goes backwards. Erie tries to chase it down, unable to do so. Another point for the Rams. They lead 11-2 in set number 2.
Gosh. We talked about it, Corey, though. Who builds a school on top of a hill?
The one and only Harrison Goblins do.
That's right.
I mean, it's a nice school. Don't get me wrong. But it is way up here, and it's very windy. Another point for the Rams as Lawrence goes with the little tip across. It's in bounds. 12-2 now in the second set.
We have a commenter on our YouTube, Mr. Nick Newman. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with him, but he says, I love having professional commentators for our athletes.
We appreciate that,
I don't know if
Mr.
that's
Newman.
sarcasm or...
So Stillman goes with the tip this time. Gracie James tries to return the ball, but hits it twice. She's going to be called for the two tap infraction. Another point for the Rams. They lead at 13-2 now. Ball is up. It's a short serve. Massey handles that. Farmer sets it for Wilbanks. Wilbanks unable to tip the ball across the net as it rolls back to our side, so we're going to commit the 4-hit violation.
Timeout, Bologna. Their second charge timeout of the second set. Of course, you only get 2 timeouts per set, and we use one quickly there, down by 12 early.
So what I was saying, Drake, a moment ago, and hey, I learned this the hard way myself by having to ask, is you get 2 timeouts per set in volleyball.
Right.
So when they hold up their fingers coming back out of a timeout, that's how many each team has taken. So that way everybody knows what's going on.
Hey, it's volleyball, man.
I'm telling
you.
It's
volleyball.
I'm telling you. Hey, I have learned so much about volleyball over the past couple of weeks. It is amazing.
Miss Kim Bartlett, of course, the volleyball aficionado.
That had to be the interview of the season. Last Thursday night when we had Kim Bartlett on, her answers were so long and thought-provoking.
About like Mr. Hunter Kelly.
She did not want to come on with us. If you're listening, Kim, I do appreciate you coming on, but that was kind of putting you on the spot. So we're glad you came on and talked about the junior high conference championship that they completed the week prior.
Her and Hunter Kelly's thoughts on the baseball championship. Those were our 2 best interviews we've had all year.
No doubt about it. So Courget serves for the Rams. That's going to go to Erie. Farmer's going to set it up for Wilbanks. It's a good set this time. Wilbanks just long. And, man, Drake, we just cannot we can't get one single break at this point.
No, it's been rough in the second set. It was 3-1 at one point. It's only escalated from there. Excuse me, 2-1 at one point.
So we're going to set Wilbanks again, and she's blocked. Point for the Rams, 16-2 now they lead it. Drake, they may be every bit as good as advertised.
Yeah, they're not 32-4 for no reason.
I guarantee you they're not. It's going to be set up for James this time. Little lob back across, handled by the Rams. And that shot is maybe we do get a break as the Rams version of Miss Lawrence. Shot goes out of bounds. Point Eagles. Marr is going to win the serve on that, and we'll see if she can get a little something going here. Ball's across. That's handled by Bausch. It's going to be a tip across by the Rams. Farmer sets up for Massey. Massey's shot is just barely out of bounds. Oh, okay.
They gave it to us. That was in.
John Cena calls it tip, and what John Cena says goes. So point Eagles.
I think that Lakeside's a little confused as to what happened. I don't think they believed anybody tipped it, but with the 16-4 lead, there won't be too much arguing.
No, I would not expect there to be. So Eagles continue to serve. Marr has the ball up and across. Spoke too soon. That's what I get for anticipating. That serve goes into the net. Point Rams. They lead it 17-4 now. It's going to be Lawrence serving for the Rams. Wilbanks handles the serve. Kind of off the side of her hand. Farmer's unable to get the ball back up high enough for any of the Eagles to return it. And it's another point for the Rams. They lead 18-4.
Nothing doing in this set so far at 18-4 with the Rams serving.
Lawrence serves again. Erie this time to Farmer. Wilbanks back row hit. Easily handled by the Rams. They set up Stillman. That's partially blocked by Atkins. Farmer to Wilbanks. Shot partially blocked. Rams are going to handle it. Free ball across. Erie passes to Farmer. Farmer sets it up for Wilbanks. Run and start. And the kill. Point V-Town.
There we go.
Hallelujah.
Kill down V-Town.
Hey, when he turns sideways, he does look like John Cena.
He looks just like...
You're not kidding.
It's like John Cena mixed in with a little bit of Coach Strandland. You remember Coach Strandland?
I do remember Coach Strandland,
it's
yes.
Like the same person.
Good dig by Wilbanks there. Farmer sets it to Erie. Erie lob shot across, handled by the Rams. That's Mahoney that time. Marr handles that. Erie's going to kind of cut shot, lob it across. That one barely got over the net. Long push by Mahoney is out of bounds, and Eagles a little bit fired up now. They've scored a few points here.
That's right. I'm not a math major, but 3 times this amount of points, and we're tied. That's all we got to do.
Wilbanks serves. It's going to be Stillman into the
There
net.
we go.
Point Eagles.
I hope I have a math teacher or two listening. Maybe some bonus points on that one.
I would imagine they're probably shaking their heads right now. Wilbank serves again for the Eagles. Ball's across.
Oh!
Bausch unable to handle that. I'm going to call it an ace.
Ace down V-Town?
Ace down V-Town it is. 18-8 now. A little bit of life in the few Valonia fans that made the trek. Wilbank serves again. Blocked by Atkins. Now Farmer to Erie. Erie with the shot. Yeah, that's going to be a point. Woo! As Green is unable to handle that one. Another point for the Eagles.
Time
and
out,
hey, look at here.
Uh-oh.
Lakeside takes the timeout. Eagles with all the momentum all of a sudden.
Yeah, and for all the math teachers that are watching, now you double our points.
Jake, you are a math whiz,
We're
my
tied.
friend. You are a math whiz.
Got Mr. Tim Nolan over here, of course. His wife, Tony Nolan, one of the math teachers at the high school. She taught me everything I know.
Oh, I bet she does. I bet she likes hearing that.
Yes, pre-cal, that was day one. We did our doubling 9 makes 18. That's
Okay, students. Today's first lesson is what is 9 times 2.
one of the first thing we learned.
You might need this on a volleyball broadcast later this year.
She did tell me that. So
I'm not doubting you one bit.
it is a pleasure to have Mr. Tim Nolan over here, though. One of the, I don't know if I can say founding fathers, but without him, none of this would be possible for sure.
Absolutely true. DNN Construction, one of the sponsors of the Eagle Vision equipment. This is Eagle Vision equipment actually owned by the Valonia Eagle Football Foundation. It's currently on loan to volleyball to use for the state tournament broadcast here. So thank you to Mr. Tim Nolan and DNN Construction for his generous donation. I'll talk about the other sponsor in a moment. Mahoney's tip is blocked by Massey and Atkins. Tip back across to the Eagles. Wow. Excellent job by the Eagles to get the ball back
not
across
over the net either.
Pushed by the Rams. Farmer's going to set it up for Erie. Erie run and start.
Yeah.
And the Rams are into the net again, so another point Eagles. That brings it 18-10. What's the math on that one, Drake?
I don't know, but once we get past the even numbers and the things going evenly, but we did have Mr. Nick Newman.
There we go.
I don't know who this guy is. That's kind of creepy, but he said, don't call it a comeback.
Stillman this time with a shot. Excellent job by Marr to handle that. Atkins with the free ball back to the Rams. That's going to set up Mahoney this time. And wow, good shot placement by Mahoney right between two Eagle defenders. Point for the Rams as they stop the little bit of a run by the Eagles here.
You know, Corey,
hopefully just momentarily.
If you take 9/10 of our points and add it on to what we have now,
all right
there, man.
We're gonna have to slow your roll a little bit. Wilbanks handles the serve. It's going to go to Farmer. Push by Atkins. Rams setting up Mahoney. Mahoney with the shot.
There it is.
And Miss Megan Atkins says, no, thank you. That'll be a point for the Eagles.
Don't call it a comeback. Thanks to Mr. Newman. That's pretty cool that he's listening out there, paying attention to Eagle volleyball.
A little shout out to the one and only LL Cool J, if you will. You know that's where that song comes from, right? Do I need to school you in old school rap, Drake? Okay. Erie, shot. Rams do handle it. They're setting up their number 12, which is Hannah Horton. Her shot goes out of bounds. Another point, Eagles, 19-12.
Another awesome thing about the stadium, the chairs they've given us, they actually raise up well over 10 feet.
Drake, I think your head's higher than our video camera is right now. Partial block there by Farmer and Atkins. Farmer's going to set Atkins. Atkins blocked by the Rams.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, my gosh, they're going to call her for lifting. The ball just bounced off of her elbow. I mean, Drake, I've seen so many things this year in volleyball that I would have called lifting that didn't get called.
Yeah.
That one's minor relative to some of those.
And I thought she went over the net, too, when she put it over there.
My goodness, Farmer rips it. Rams come back over in 2. Farmer's going to set it for Erie this Wow. John Cena has something out for Emily Farmer.
Yeah, he does.
I think she said, I'm going to body slam you after this, and he just started calling lifting on her every time. So Farmer this time, no lifting call. Lawrence to Erie. Erie with the shot, out of bounds. Point Rams, 22-12. They lead it.
You know, Corey, we didn't have Mr. Cena at the state tournament last year, but it was at that ball game, and Farmer got called 3 or 4 times for that same lifting, but you don't see it in the regular season. I'm fairly confused.
You know, to me, it's almost like the hand check defense in basketball. Good shot by Farmer again, blocked by the Rams. It's going to go to Green this time. Atkins to Farmer. Farmer to Erie. Erie with the tip. And nobody home in the middle of the defense for the Rams. Point Eagles. I'm throwing my pen down, Drake. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You get into state tournament basketball play, you see all kinds of crazy mess called that's not called in the regular season. Yeah, exactly. Atkins serves. Handled by the Rams. They're setting up Green. Little lob shot across. Wilbanks handles that. Lawrence is going to set it up for Erie. Erie running shot. Tipped by the Rams. They get it back up there. Green's going to lob it back to Atkins. Lawrence is going to set it up for Wilbanks. Back row hit from Wilbanks, and the Rams barely handle that one. They go with their own shot across. Farmer, Lawrence chases that down. Wilbanks going to free ball that back across to the Rams. Rams go with the tip this time. Farmer's there, and Gracie James tries to go over and two, backwards over her head. Not sure that was the wisest shot. Although if it had worked, it would have been great.
That's right, yeah.
That's just a hard shot to complete when you can't even see the net. So, point Rams. They serve us, leading 23-13. Farmer, tip to the middle. Rams handle that one this time. They set it up for Green. Green's hit way long. Point Eagles, 23-14.
Mr. Newman would like to thank you for giving me a music lesson.
Oh, I got a text from someone that says, hey, Drake, Nick Newman is your athletic director, if you didn't know.
Is he really?
That's what I've heard. Erie serves for the point as about 14 Rams touched the ball there.
They did.
That was the most awkward thing I think I've seen today. Erie serves again. Rams are going to handle this one a little bit better. Green with the shot straight into the net. Point Eagles. James and Wilbanks were there to block, but I think that one's going into the net either way.
Our athletic director. Is that not Mr. Sellers?
He retired, brother. Erie serves again. This time setting up.
There it is.
Yeah, number 9 there, Courget. I should know her name by now. Courget hits it long. Another point, Eagles, 23-17.
Don't call it a comeback. Here we are at 6 down.
So Rams go to number 17 there. That's blocked by Farmer. Farmer goes to Wilbanks. Wilbanks with the push across. Push back by the Rams. Lawrence chases down the pass from Erie. Wilbanks lob to the backside. The Rams handle that one. They're going to set up Lawrence. Ooh, excellent pancake by Farmer.
Yeah,
Tip by Erie.
Go.
Our Lawrence free balls that back to the Rams. Green this time. Lob shot. Marr handles that. Farmer sets Wilbanks. Wilbanks with the kill.
That's big.
Point V-Town and
timeout
Lakeside Rams. I love it, Drake.
That's big, man. That's big. You love seeing them get back in this. What were they, down 14-2?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Hey, isn't Nick Newman, that sounds familiar. I think he's a soccer coach at Texarkana High School. Is that the same?
What did you drink at lunch today,
Drake? Positive that he multiple sweet teas.
I heard you order sweet tea. You all jacked up on sweet tea?
It was one of those exotic sweet teas. It was to go with Easy Eyes.
I heard you order it.
No, really.
She walked away from the table saying, complicated order.
She was very confused. I think she spat in it a few times. It did taste like saliva. But no, Mr. Nick Newman, he did. He gave me that story. He coached soccer at Texarkana.
Really?
He did. He got kind of thrown into the job, and now he said that he goes to all the FC United games and all the other soccer clubs that I can't name at the moment, but he's a big soccer kind of guy now.
Oh, you got all those DCs and FCs. And,
yeah.
Green with a shot handled by Lawrence. Erie's going to set it to Farmer. Farmer push across, handled by the Rams. I was going to say that was Stillman, but it was Courget on the shot. Erie goes for the pancake. Ball careens off her hand awkwardly and out of bounds. Point for the Rams, and they're looking at set point here in set number 2, leading 24-18. And there she is, Green to serve for the Rams. Erie handles this one. Lawrence to Farmer. Farmer up, and point V-Town. Yeah. She has the kill.
And his name is John Cena. I can't get over it.
Grace Massey into the game for Talon Lawrence. Emily Farmer set to serve. Ball is up, handled by Bausch. Setting it up for Lawrence. Erie handles that to Marr. Wilbanks free ball back across to the Rams. Rams setting up Steelman, and she has the point for the Rams as they win set number 2 and take the 2-0 lead. So, Mr. Newman coached soccer in Texarkana, and you're talking about like for a high school team of some sort or another, I assume. Or just like a
no,
like
third grade boys.
Okay, so rec league or club ball or whatever they call it in soccer. Again,
he actually did coach high school. I was giving a little facetious. He did. He coached high school soccer at Texarkana.
Okay. All right. So as little as I know, as little as I knew about the game of volleyball prior to 2 weeks ago when we did the Bologna Greenbrier home game, where once again your Eagles completely dominated the Greenbrier Panthers. I know even less than I do about soccer, than I did about volleyball at that moment. So I could learn if I had to. Who knows? We may find ourselves in a soccer stadium before the year's over with.
In a soccer stadium.
Is that what they call it? On the pitch.
On the pitch.
On the pitch. How you like that?
I can't. He told me, he said that he got there. They said, all right, we got an assistant job for baseball, soccer, and track. And he said the athletic director said, what do you know about soccer? Oh, well, I know that the goalie can touch the ball sometimes, and you kick the ball. And he said that got on the job. That's all he needed, and he was the assistant soccer coach.
Well, sometimes it's not about what you know, it's what you're willing to learn, I suppose. So, Mr. Newman, as you're learning from our ramblings now, well-rounded individual.
Yeah, he is.
This version of Get to Know Nick Newman brought to you by the Charlie Roller Foundation.
That's right.
Also one of the sponsors of the Eagle Vision broadcast. The Roller Foundation also generous enough to donate some money to the Bologna Eagle Football Foundation, owners of all this fine equipment we are using today, to be able to bring you these live stream broadcasts. Predominantly we've done football so far this year. Dabbled a little bit in volleyball here as the team got into the postseason and the senior night rivalry game against Greenbrier. Yeah. We will be with the Eagles throughout the week. If they're able to make a comeback here and win this match, we will be back with the Eagles volleyball team tomorrow, live here from Harrison at 2 p.m. Of course, if they are unable to pull this out, this will be the end of the volleyball season, and we'll be moving on to finish out football season definitely. Eagles travel to Clarksville this Friday night, looking to get a win. Two teams that are maybe not expectations that they, started the season with. Both of them looking to correct that this week, so should be a good matchup there in Clarksville. Thursday night, your junior high Eagles taking on.
They got Clarksville.
They also have Clarksville.
Yeah, that's right. They have Clarksville.
So then next week, the big rivalry football games.
That's
Atkins
right.
serves to open the third set. That's going to be Green with the shot. Farmer goes up over her head to get that one.
Lakeside strikes again, and Mr. Newman has corrected us. It was head soccer coach.
So back to get to know Mr. Newman. So head soccer coach, not assistant, Drake. If you're going to tell a story, at least tell it right, man.
I couldn't give him too much credit.
Horton serves for the Rams. That's handled by Erie to Lawrence. Farmer with the running tip. She's going to be into the net. Point for the Rams. They lead 2-0 early in the third set.
Ramalama ding dong.
Wow. Horton serves. Erie to Marr. Free ball back to the Rams by Farmer. They give us a gimme there. I say it's a gimme. That ball was going out. Bausch chose to pass it back anyways, and then you see Mahoney there with the kill for the Rams. 3-0 lead for them in the third set.
Green eggs and Ram.
That's what I think. That's what we're going to keep you on for the rest of the year for. You just need to write down kinds of punny puns for us. Farmer's shot goes into the net. Another point for the Rams, and they lead 4-0. Erie handles the serve. Lawrence is going to set it up for Gracie James. She's blocked. She saves that back across and one. Set up for Green. Green's shot is long. Point Bologna. And they're on the board here, Drake. 4-1.
No, they give that one to Lakeside.
Why do I keep anticipating things? Why did they give it to Lakeside?
I wish I knew, Corey.
Did he really point in, or did they say we tipped it?
I think he pointed in.
Well, when I first looked at him, he was pointing out. Okay, that one's definitely out. His flag went up. So, okay, yes, put our point on the board now, 5-1.
5-1.
Green's going to be have the hit for the Rams, and another score. Nobody home on the backside of the defense for the Eagles.
Raymond cheese sandwich.
Oh, me. Green serves for the Rams to Farmer. Lawrence to Wilbanks. Wilbanks shot long. Another point for the Rams. 7-1. Eagles trail the Rams in the third set. Green with the serve. Erie handles that. Lawrence to Wilbanks. Wilbanks shot.
There it is.
Not able to be handled by the Rams. 7-2. Farmer wins the serve. Massey checks in for Lawrence, and we'll see what the Eagles can get going here.
That's right.
Farmer serves it. Massey's going to set Wilbanks.
Ooh.
Wilbanks goes with the tip. Bausch is going to hit it from the back row for the Rams. Farmer now to Wilbanks again. Wilbanks tip stays inside the net this time. It's going to be Green with the lob back across. Marr handles that to Farmer. Farmer sets Massey backside hit. That's handled by Green. Setting up Stillman. Stillman's shot goes into the net.
There you go.
And that is a point for the V-Town Valonia Eagles. Farmer serves. Lakeside has it. Wow, that was a lucky roll.
Yeah.
Wilbanks over in 2. Setting up Mahoney. Farmer handles Mahoney's shot. Back over in 1, though. Stillman partially blocked by James. Pancake by Farmer, and both of our blockers had their back then turned to the net, and that's where the ball ended up, so nobody there to get it. Another point for the Rams. They lead 8-3. Courget to serve for the Rams.
Big hello to all those at school that are joining us watching on the smart boards.
Wilbanks really tried to get up and put some mustard on that one. It's a long, so that's another point for the Rams.
She can lift 100 pounds right over her head. I mean, she's got a lot of strength going on. Real strong, just strong person.
I have heard that. So the Eagles are going to be considered out of rotation or a rotation violation, whichever way you want to call it. It's another point for the Rams, 10-3 now.
Ram squad looking good so far through 2.5 sets.
Erie handles the serve. Farmer sets it up for Massey. Massey lob across to Green. Setting it up for Mahoney. Mahoney blocked by Wilbanks. And Rams are going to knock the ball out of bounds. Point for your Eagles.
There it is. Big Ram Bridge.
Oh, Drake. I love it. I love it. So Marr is going to serve for the Eagles now, hoping to get it across the Big Ram Bridge. I like that one. Ball is up, and no pun for that. Ball into the net. Point Rams.
It takes me a little. It takes me a little bit to surface them.
You're still trying to reboot after the last one.
That was a good one, though.
It was a good one. So Lawrence serves for the Rams. Back to Marr to Atkins. Wilbanks lob to the Rams. Rams setting up Stillman. Stillman hit long out of bounds. Point Eagles. Score now 11-5.
Just a long shot there. Strong hands. Strongest hands in the state, you could say.
Wilbanks serves. Set up for
that's Atkins.
Fuller
right
Freeman.
There,
Megan Atkins, senior blocker there in the middle, says, no thank you. I'll take the point. 11-6 now for the Rams over the Eagles. Wilbanks serves again, handled by Bausch. Nobody, I said handled, not well. Nobody there for the set. Point Eagles, 11-7 now. I'm not even going to say it. Wilbanks serves. To Green is over in 1. Atkins back over in 1. Get you some of that. Point V-Town.
There you
Time
go.
out
Rams. Gotta love it. Look at the Harrison volleyball team is in the house. Camden Fairview volleyball team is in the house. We got a lot of volleyball teams around the room watching them some action.
Harrison had to travel a long way to get here for this match day.
They did. It's up that hill. I mean, that's
well, I'm going to tell you, when that wind picked up and it almost blew you off the staircase.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that was. It is windy up here, folks. We're glad we're inside for volleyball, not outside for football
and it's
today.
Still
up
cold
here in
here.
It is cold in here.
But it's a beautiful view out that out the glass windows of the side here. You can't tell on the broadcast, but it's a nice. I guess you can tell a little bit. It's a nice place over here. They got the HHS over there, Harrison High School.
Right.
They got concessions, a Goblin store, some TVs around here, very similar to what Valley View offers and what we saw last year from them in the state tournament.
You know, this one also reminds me of Greene County Tech's gym. We went up there a couple years ago for state basketball playoffs. They have a very nice facility, new, just like this. Wilbanks serves to the Rams. That's handled by Green. It's going to be set up for Horton. Her shot blocked by Farmer and Massey. Point, not Farmer, Atkins and Massey. Point, V-Town.
That's big right there.
Wilbanks serves again. This time they're going to set it up for Stillman. Wilbanks passes that to Farmer. Erie with the shot. And it's going to take a miracle, they say. How is that not 4 hits, Drake? How is that not 4 hits? Can I not count? Am I not as good at math as you? Atkins with the kill off of the push. Point Eagles now trailing only by 1 point in this third set. So they got a little bit of fight in them. They're showing a little determination. Wilbanks continues to serve. Ball is up and across. Bausch this time handles that one. Tip across to the Eagles. Farmer's going to set it up for Erie. Erie with the shot. Partially blocked. Rams go to, that one I think was going out, but I'm not there court level, so ball back across to the Rams. Stillman this time. Dug by Wilbanks to Farmer. Erie tries to go with the lob. She hits a little bit high on the ball. It gets into the net, and the Rams are going to have another point.
Rams are as close as the Eagles have been in the set so far. Hopefully they'll stay right on in this.
Farmer sets it up for Erie again. She goes with an actual shot this time. She has the kill. Point V-Town, 12-11.
Kill down V-Town.
And I'm sorry if anybody from Lakeside happens to be watching. I said Stillman a minute ago. I meant Steinman. There's a 7 that's Stillman and an 8 that's Steinman, and they're a little close to one another there. Bausch handles that one. Set to Horton. Lawrence unable to handle Horton's shot. Point for the Rams.
Good shot there from Horton. Velocity coming off of that one. Just a little bit too much for Lawrence to handle, but nonetheless one of the better defenders in your Eagle team and arguably our best setter.
Bausch to serve for the Rams. Marr has it. Lawrence is going to set up Atkins. Backside tip. Oh, man. So Atkins' tip was blocked. That ball was going out of bounds. Lawrence goes for the hustle play and tips the ball that's going to be out of bounds and changes it from point V-Town to point Lakeside. Mars to Lawrence. Lawrence sets Farmer. Farmer's having no more of that. She kills that one. Point V-Town. 14-12 now. Atkins wins the serve. Ball is up. Green handles it. Lawrence sets back to Green. Blocked by James. So here we go. Lawrence back to Farmer. She's going to push it across. Bausch to Green. Kill for the Rams.
That was a very well-placed ball there. Great kill.
Here comes Mahoney back into the game for the Rams. Horton to serve. Ball is up. Marr handles it to Lawrence. Lawrence sets Farmer. Farmer with the kill. Point V-Town. 15-13 now. Eagles trail the Rams by 2. There's a lot of volleyball switching in and out here. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. Erie serves. Green with the shot. Farmer handles that. Lawrence from her knees. Gracie James across to Bausch. She handles it. Going to set up Mahoney. Lawrence has her shot. Lawrence to Wilbanks. And the kill. Point V-Town.
I'm liking this third set, Corey.
How could you not? 15-14, Eagles trailing on by only one again. Erie continues to serve. What do we got in store?
Student section's going wild, Corey.
All three of them. That's out. That's got to be out.
That's out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say we tipped it.
Wow.
They're going to say we tipped it. I don't think we did.
I would find it very hard to believe, as that ball did not change paths whatsoever. Point Lakeside. Green to serve, and she's pretty good. Farmer to Lawrence to Wilbanks. Across. Green is going to give it to Bausch. Bausch free ball back to the Eagles. Erie passes to Lawrence. Lawrence sets Wilbanks. Running shot.
Oh!
Green digs that back across in one to Farmer to Lawrence. Gracie James all in the net.
Yep,
Point for the Rams. So I just got word. Hold on. Let me call this play. Green serves, handled by Erie. Lawrence going to set it up for Farmer. Farmer cut shot across, handled by Mahoney. Setting up Stillman. Stillman goes with the tip. That's blocked by Farmer. Point V-Town. Now, just got word. Valonia Eagles cross-country teams competing in the 5A conference cross-country meet today.
That's right.
Farmer serves to Green. Green. Mahoney with the shot. Erie with the dig. Farmer to Wilbanks. Wilbanks with the shot. And the kill. Point V-Town. 17-16. Now, 5A West cross-country meet. Conference cross-country meet. All four teams participating. Junior high girls, boys. Senior high girls, boys. Placements momentarily. Farmer serves. Bausch handles it. Set up for Steinman. Massey handles that. Farmer to Wilbanks. Wilbanks with the shot. Rams able to get that across. Erie back row hit into the net. Point Rams 18-16. So here are the placings in the 5A West Conference meet. Junior girls, second place. Junior boys, second place. Senior girls, 5A West Conference champions. Wilbanks with the kill. Point V-Town. I saw that coming. I had to pause. And then the senior boys, second place in the 5A West Conference. So strong showing by your Valonia Eagle cross-country athletes. Excellent job to all of those guys today and gals. Good job, and we hope that you represent us well in the state meet next week. Massey to Erie. Back row hit from Erie. Green handles that. Setting it up for Mahoney. Mahoney partially blocked by Atkins. Point for the Rams as no one can handle the ball off of the deflection. 19-17. This one's a lot more like I expected the first two to be.
Great serve.
Yeah, it was a great serve. Doggone it. Timeout Eagles. So, as I was saying, congratulations to all the cross-country participants. 3 teams, conference runner-up.
Yeah.
Senior Girls Conference Championship. I know that we qualified quite a few runners for the state meet. Well, you get 9 runners for the state meet. So we'll have 9 runners, male and female, going to the state cross-country meet next week. And looking for a cross-country state championship bid, possibly out of the ladies' team, and maybe even the guys. I know you were talking on the way up. Guys track team, thinking that they have some big things going. A lot of these cross-country members will contribute to that.
That's right.
So
a lot of big things going on because, you know, Harrison is usually the powerhouse in golf and cross-country, but good to see the girls eclipsing that. You know, as we take this time out, I'd like to talk about we're going to eat there at that buffet. We could eat at the buffet. They had catfish and chicken strips and ram strips.
Except when we got there, it was RVs in the parking lot.
It was an RV sales shop
so
instead of a restaurant.
Our first lunch stop, out of business currently, so don't try to stop at Cattern Creek Catfish House on your way up just south of town here. It's not going to do you any good unless you want to buy an RV. Wilbanks handles the serve. Farmer's going to set it up for Wilbanks. Wilbanks with a shot. Rams partially blocked that and handled it. Stillman blocked by Massey and Atkins. Stillman again, blocked by Massey and Atkins. Do it again. Nope, not going to do it. They're going to go to the other side. Atkins still there to partially block it. Wilbanks winding it up. And the kill. Point V-Town.
Corey, it takes everything in my body not to just slam down on the table when something like this happens.
We would lose at least part of our equipment if you did that.
And
everybody at home would think there was a earthquake in Harrison. Wilbanks serves. Ooh, nice block by Atkins. Stillman blocked by Erie and Atkins this time. Point V-Town. And again, we're within 1 point. Man, we just can't seem to get over this 1 point hurdle.
Oh, my goodness. Megan Atkins' blocking skills. Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you, she is the queen of no thank you. She is the Dikembe Mutombo of volleyball. And there is the kryptonite of the Eagles, that being the middle of our defense. There always seems to be a gaping hole there when we least need it. Another point for the Rams. Wilbanks handles the serve. Farmer back to Atkins. Back row hit by Atkins. Bausch handles that one. It's going to be Green on the hit. Wilbanks with the dig. Farmer to Erie. Erie going with the running lob. Bausch again digs that. And that is Horton this time. Wilbanks unable to handle her shot. And just like that, the Rams are out 22-19. And Eagles are going to call a timeout.
Corey, I'm nervous here. Rams are 3 points away from closing out the win and heading to the state quarterfinals here as we are once again live from Harrison, Arkansas at the state volleyball tournament.
You're right, Drake. And, you know, the Eagles have shown some grit here in this third set. It just, you know, kind of dug themselves a pretty big hole to start the set. And have, you know, climbed most of the way back out of it. But every time they get there where they can even it back out and make it a whole new ball game, here comes the Rams with a good play. So looking for the Eagles to go on a bit of a run here. They do obviously need to win this set to stay in the match and then hopefully have some momentum coming off of the big come-from-behind victory and close out the match in with 3 big set wins in a row.
Here we go.
So Marr's going to handle it. Farmer's going to set it up for Erie. Erie with the shot. That's long. Point Rams, 2 points away from the match now.
That's a big point there for Lakeside to strike first. Not good sign for the Eagles.
That serve is long. Very delayed call there, I felt like, by the official, but long indeed. 23-20. Lawrence in to serve, and Drake, this was the rotation last Thursday night that proved to be very good for us about making comebacks. So Lawrence
even
serves.
Watch, Corey.
Close your eyes. I'll tell you what happens. Green hits the ball out. Point V-Town. Keep them eyes closed, Drake. You can hear me in your ear just like everyone can at home, just as well as you can see the game.
I can't. Oh.
We're going to call it luck. Lawrence serves again. Bausch, short pass there. Erie handles the shot by Green. Wilbanks. Ooh. Good job there. Green again for the Rams. Marr handles it this time. Farmer over in 2. Rams are ready for that. Setting up Green. They keep going back there. Erie unable to handle Green's shot. Off her hands. Corinne's out of bounds. Point for the Rams, and they're looking at match point, Drake.
Corey, I don't like what you're telling me here. I told you I was going to close my eyes.
Do it.
Deliver some good news here, buddy.
Bausch serves. Marr to Lawrence. Lawrence setting up Farmer. Farmer with the push. Here we go. Green's going to try to close it out. Wilbanks handles the shot. Lawrence sets it up for Farmer. Farmer, easy across. Handled by the Rams. They're setting it up for Green again. They trust her. Erie with the pancake, but it goes out of bounds. And that is going to be the season for your Vilonia Eagles volleyball team as they lose it here 3-0.
You know, Corey, I mean, you hate to say it, but in all reality, Lakeside outmatched the Eagles as far as they are so experienced as a team in playing in games like this. You know, looking at their schedule last season, a state finalist making it far into the playoffs. I mean, a team that knows how to play in these kind of situations. And for the Eagles, still not necessarily a young team, but not a ton of playoff experience, you know?
You're right, Drake. I mean, it's a senior-laden team.
Right.
But last year making the state playoffs and the ones that were juniors last year and contributors to the team, you know, getting beat, I believe also in the same manner in straight sets by Paragould. Yes. I knew it was one of those evil East teams, but I couldn't get it off my tongue there. And then the year prior, going up and winning a first-round match and then losing in the second round, a heartbreaker to Pulaski Academy.
Right.
All of the seniors there being sophomores, and then the other contributors, Farmer and Massey, being down in the 9th grade at that point. So you're right. I mean, they've been here, not really accustomed to winning matches per se in the state tournament.
Right.
Sometimes you got to learn how to win.
That's right.
And, I did like seeing some fight out of the Eagles volleyball players here today. I mean, they could have easily, after those first couple of sets, just laid down, fought their way back to within striking distance here in the third set, just unable to close it out. So, it's an honor to be able to come as a player to a state tournament. Just getting there is definitely an honor. I mean, obviously they would have liked to have won a match and moved on to the second round, but it just wasn't in the cards today.
Right. No, it wasn't. But you look at a Ram team that, as we said, they'll now improve to 33-4-1 on the season. They're undefeated in conference play, number 21 in the state, and now 10-0 in neutral sites. Looking at who they played in Russellville and Nettleton, they shut out PA. I mean, they're really a solid team that could make a run in these playoffs and even give a few of these East teams a run for their money. So it's not like you're losing to a team that's a pushover or a big upset. This team is prized to make a big run in the playoffs.
You're right, Drake. I mean, the South is not always known for being the strongest or the deepest conference in 5A in really any sport, but they definitely do on occasion produce some pretty good teams, and it looks like Lakeside may be one of those this year. And I just saw the Pulaski Academy girls get up and go down to warm up, and assuming that PA can beat Batesville here in the second match of the day, that's who Lakeside will get again. And you got to be thinking PA sitting there going, they already beat us 3-0, but they're going to be looking for revenge if it's them. If it's Batesville, we've seen Batesville.
Of course.
We know what they're about. Batesville, I would think would still be the favorite, even though they're a 3 seed, but it is the East, the strongest and the deepest conference in 5A volleyball. So. I want to take a quick minute to thank our sponsors again, D&N Construction and the Charlie Roller Foundation. If you need any more information about either of those entities, you can look up D&N Construction on the internet via Google and contact them for any of your commercial construction needs. And also the Charlie Roller Foundation, they have a website as well as a Facebook page. The Facebook page, it talks mostly about their fundraiser golf tournament, the Charlie Roller Classic, which happens every summer, usually late June, early July, whenever they can get the course. I think I'm going to go play in that this year, Drake.
Really?
I've never been free to go play in it before. I know a lot of my friends go down there and do it. I knew Charlie. Wasn't real close to him. He was a little bit younger than me, but I did know him. Was around him quite a bit there, in school and right after we got out. So I think I'm going to go down and support that this year and make sure I clear my calendar. That's the Charlie Roller Classic on Facebook if you want information about their golf tournament fundraiser. Also want to say thank you to the Volleyball Eagle Football Foundation.
That's right.
They do own the equipment that we are using tonight. We appreciate them allowing Drake and myself to tote it up here to Harrison and bring you Volleyball Eagle Volleyball. Thank you to all of the viewers who tuned in to watch. I know it's not the result that you wanted to see unless a rogue fan from Lakeside happened to find our stream and tune in. If so, congratulations to you as you advance in to the second round of the state playoffs. So those are the thank yous I needed to get in. I've read all the AAA announcements that I need to read. So, Drake, if you have anything else, go right ahead, my friend.
We have spent the last hour and 11 minutes as official authorized film and video camera crew of the AAA, and it feels pretty cool.
We got a camera tag to prove it. Anybody that wants to see that, just ask us. We'll show you.
That's right. Through the puns and through everything that Mr. Newman's antics, I mean, it was a fun afternoon to get to come up here and watch Eagle Volleyball, as it always is. Another announcement. I know you and I kind of brushed about this, but something that I'd like to bring up that talked to Mr. Fred Weaver on Monday night, and a possibility of getting something together we'll do here in the near future after the end of football season, a Bologna Eagle history. Bologna Eagle history of Bologna Eagle football. Actually having Mr. Fred on and guys like Tim Nolan that played football here at Bologna, a couple of different options there. I don't know about a book, but at least having maybe a 3-part segment, something like that, where we go through the history of what Eagle football's been about, because we've had some pretty successful seasons.
You know, that would be awesome. We definitely either need to do that to close out the season, and or if we don't get it done then, we could do it as a prelude to next year's
Oh, yeah.
football season. So either way, yes, I mean, we talked extensively about that after the game the other night, getting some of the history from Mr. Fred Weaver. He is a bastion of knowledge about Vologna football. It was interesting, some of the stories that he told us, and then some of the things that Alan had researched in some of the old Log Cabin Democrat articles that Fred said, nope, that ain't how it happened.
That's right.
So, and whatever Mr. Fred says is what it is, and that's how we're going to leave it. So yeah, look forward to that. Next broadcast for anyone watching who's interested in just overall Eagles athletics should be junior high football Thursday night live from Vologna versus Clarksville. 8th grade game starts at 5:30. We'll go live somewhere around 5:15 with a abbreviated pregame show, or abbreviated to what we do on Friday nights. Then Friday night we'll be live at Clarksville. I assume it's Panther
Sunny and
Stadium.
75 too over there at Panther Stadium.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I saw the weather forecast, 43 degrees at 1:30 Friday afternoon. So if we get put on top of the press box Friday night, you better bring your coveralls, buddy.
Should be dry though, right?
I don't know. They're calling for rain too. We'll see. So either way, that's what we got up. Thursday night junior high football at Vologna. Friday night senior high football at Clarksville, and then we're going to close out the football season next week against Greenbriers. Junior high travels over there to Panther Stadium, and the Greenbrier Panthers come to our place for senior night for Vologna Eagles football. So for Drake Toll and our partner Alan Wade, who's back at the Pine Bluff Arsenal, working and hopefully watching us. This is also Corey Erie on Eagle Vision's been Vologna Eagles volleyball. Thank you for tuning in.
See you guys.